24th episode of the Avdieva Shostakovich project, and today we are talking about the very last Prelude and Fugue in D minor from 24 Preludes and Fugues Opus 87 by Dmitri Shostakovich. It's unbelievable that today our journey through the Opus 87 is coming to its end, and I'm very happy and lucky that in this episode I will also be able to make an arc to the very first episode where we started, because some of you might remember the first episode I made at the Reformierte Kirche in Zeeland in Switzerland, and today I'm very grateful to the Menuhin Festival Gstaad that I'm able to film this episode at the St. Nicholas Church in Rogemont, also in Switzerland. And talking about arcs, I think it's very significant, especially talking about this D minor prelude, because I think that Shostakovich also created a kind of arc here with the very first C major prelude, because he's using the absolutely same rhythmical pattern for the first bars. Look. This is C major prelude, and then this kind of Sicilian rhythm we also have here. So I'm almost sure that Shostakovich did it on purpose, because he also puts very similar metronome marks here. So in the C major we have 92 for a quarter, and here in the D minor 88. So this is also the reason why I decided for myself that I will not choose a very slow tempo in this prelude, not that it gets too static. I think it's still very something with a great dignity, with a great life inside of it. Although for me, probably this, why I'm also so excited to make this episode in the church, because this prelude stands for me for a kind of cathedral, temple, something which stands for centuries, in winter, in summer, in wind, snow, sun, rain, whatever, and it always offers a very safe place where you can find comfort, you can find maybe some hope, peace for yourself. This prelude is a very architectural piece for me, because I literally see through this distance in the hands a kind of, I don't know, maybe walls or arcs, and the octaves in the left hand, they give this grand sound of the organ maybe, but the right hand is very emotional, full of very pure, very beautiful feeling. It's interesting to see that Shostakovich puts only one forte in the beginning, in the first bar, which means that we shouldn't start too loud, because we will have fortissima a couple of bars later when he will repeat this D minor pattern, and I have to keep it in mind, because it's of course very tempting to play. It's very, very loud here already, but I think given the fact that we will still have to grow, and we will have more grand chords and grand also harmonical development, I have still to be able to grow in the sound. So I start forte. Absolutely grandissimo. This is amazing. Also changes of harmonies. Look, we have E flat major, C major, and the A major, which is the dominant key to the D minor. minor, and of course we reach here the lower A and the lowest key which we'll have on the piano, because I assume that Shostakovich didn't have any Bösendorfer with the extra keys in the bass, so we are indeed we reached the bottom. So these harmonies for me is like sunshine, it's like sun which is taking over. You have it everywhere, and it's such a bright light which I feel here somehow. And what happens then? Diminuendo, mezzo forte. Here is the place where the magic starts. That you know this already, that this episode or this melody will be the subject of the fugue in D minor, and it's absolutely amazingly written. It says pianissimo maestoso, so this is this majestic feeling in pianissimo. For me, after this absolutely grand statement in the beginning, this is probably the last word in my personal feeling of Shostakovich, although he lived for a long time after he composed this piece, but somehow it feels for me like a result of his thoughts, of his experience, of his visions which he shared with us in the entire Opus 87, so we could see so many different facets of his worldview, and this is a kind of essence of it. Maybe a little bit philosophical, I don't know, but it sounds, because it's it's so reduced to this absolutely essential theme, which he will then later on use for the fugue, and it feels so noble and so pure, so natural. Absolutely amazing episode here in this prelude. And then we arrive in E major or minor. So it's a kind of recap which starts in pianissimo, so we're coming back to the cathedral, but this time Shostakovich adds much more dissonating seconds, and this brings us such a pain, especially here. So it's already in another character, it's more severe, it's more heavy. And of course this transition also from D minor to C minor, it's like it feels like freezing, it's very painful moment. And then we will have one very last kind of outbreak. It's a forte, A flat minor. Here becomes the subject. Spoiler, the first subject of the fugue. Yes, the fugue will be, or it will be a double fugue, so we'll have two different subjects here, and this is the first one. Yeah, I cannot help myself just saying, yes, this is the essence, is the result somehow of everything what Shostakovich wanted to tell us, everything what he experienced. This is here in these 7 bars, 6 bars. I think it feels like this. It's very simple, so it's the natural minor. We are only using these basically keys. Only in the end, this small second gives this again, reminds us of this terrible pain. Then the fugue is in 4 parts. We have next voice. He goes for a tonal answer because if he would write a normal subject but he didn't. So he stayed. He composed. He transposed this subject from D minor to A minor, keeping it in the original key D minor. So that's why we have the B flat. Sounds again a little archaic for me. Somehow when the alto is entering, it's for the first time when I hear a little bit of warmth. Maybe because it's back after this very hurting subject in the tenor. We have again the natural key, and it's maybe that's why I feel it. Such an emotional fugue for me. Somehow it's like a laser. It goes literally through the bones. It goes directly to my heart. About the tempo, just one word, because the metronome mark says quarter 92, which means that it's a hair faster than the prelude. And for me, it's somehow I still think that this fugue has to have a kind of direction, it has to move. It's not, I don't hear it very static. This is my personal view on this, and I know that there are many other interpretations also about the tempo here, but for me, yes, I definitely feel that it should move. It has this direction. It's never on one certain spot. Then, of course, we will have the first subject very late in the major key, which will be the F major in pianissimo. Just 2 voices. Subject in mezzo forte here in E flat major before again new magic will happen. Let's have a look. Sounds more powerful. of the fugue. So here we have the second subject. Amazing that Shostakovich writes the first subject in quarter notes and the second one in eighth notes, and a completely different character. As we remember these connected notes from the Baroque time, it's something begging, it's something very painful. So I think this is the greatest possible contrast to the first subject. And Shostakovich puts accelerando poco a poco from here, which for me personally in a feeling applies till the very end of the fugue, although we will have some moments when the tempo will go even slower, but it's like a big wave which moves you, and the feeling of the time gets more compressed. So compression probably would be the right definition for me, and also the texture will get much tighter. Let's look. Also to decide about the dynamics, because we still have another, 5-6 pages to go, and we have to divide our power and decide which sequences are more important maybe than the others, and also to observe, because Shostakovich sometimes he puts even one forte and then again two, and then so he literally knows exactly that this fugue also has to be orchestrated, although we play it on the piano, but the idea is a very orchestral, I think. Then we'll reach a new step here. Shostakovich combines both subjects, so we have a kind of, we can call it recap, because here is the place where, they meet, these two so different, so contrasting subjects, and the dynamical remark is fortissimo, so we have three triple forte here, and somehow for me it's as I was already saying about this sunshine, about this light, amazing strong light which comes to us here. And for me personally, this is not only the climax of this particular fugue or this pair. Somehow this is the highlight of the entire Opus 87, especially walked through all pieces of this opus. When you arrive here, it's a very, very unique feeling. It's somehow, when the heaven is opening and you feel that you have experienced something absolutely outstanding. You remember the maestoso place in the Prelude, right? Maestoso in pianissimo. Shostakovich will one more time use the word maestoso for the Coda, but this time it will be in triple forte, and let's see how it sounds. Stretto here, as you can hear. I mean, of course, Stretto is already when two subjects are performing together, but in this case we will have in the top voice and then in the middle we will very grateful. And the bass will just be this big bell. So now we have just 3 lines of the D minor fugue left. This is the end of the Opus 87, and I'm very grateful to all of you that you have supported me throughout this amazing journey which we have experienced together. We have discovered so many new facets of the personality and of course also the composer Dmitry Shostakovich, and it has been an amazing time for me, very inspiring to read your comments, to think about them, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this one more amazing experience. Nevertheless, I am very happy to make one extra episode of the Avdeeva Shostakovich project featuring the C# minor prelude sketch, which Krzysztof Mayer finished and composed a fugue to go for it. So we are not saying goodbye to our Thursday streams yet, but I thank you for everything, for your amazing support. Thank you for being here, and have a good week, and see you next Thursday. Bye.